Hey guys, welcome to another video, and I come in front of the camera again today with some good news. Yesterday I posted a video about the Trump administration and the ICE. Basically through the ICE what they said was, hey, this exception of online learning and staying in the United States for international students is now over, and you need to take at least some hybrid courses or at least some in-person classes in order to stay in the United States on a valid F1 visa. Now some people misunderstood that. I know some people who are working in this field also misunderstood that, but please note that the F1 visa status was never going to be changed. The F1 visa status, let's say that you have the F1 visa for maybe 2 more years right now or 1 more year, that's not going to be lost, but they're just saying that, hey, you need to move back to your own country because you're not taking any classes in person, so why are you even here? That's what the Trump administration said. But in this video I have some great news for you. Check this out. Now you'll see that the internet is kind of full of this information, but as soon as I got it, I wanted to present this to you, that Harvard and MIT, two of the top most universities in the United States, have actually taken the Trump administration up in court. So they're suing the Trump administration over the student visa rule, basically the thing that happened yesterday, right? So the universities over here are requesting a restraining order on the news that came out yesterday, that stop this for now and put this on hold because this is not right. Okay, and let me just get into the details of that. This is good news for you guys, so please appreciate this news. I think that it's so great that some people at least have finally stood up against the, I would say, the hypocrisy that's been going on in the US in the name of hire more Americans. And this actually kind of makes sense to me. Okay, and Harvard and MIT have sued the Trump administration over its order to strip international college students of their US visas and deport them if their courses go entirely online because of the coronavirus. So essentially what they're saying is, hey, why are you even taking such a decision when it seems very much malicious that you want these students to basically attend in-person classes or hybrid classes just so that they can maintain status of their F1 visa and they can legally stay. This doesn't make sense when the country with the highest number of coronavirus cases is barely able to deal with that, and these cases are still rising up, and then you're sending these students, these international students who do not have a family, close to them, and you're sending them to classes. You're forcing them to go over there, and what happens if these guys get infected? Who will take care of them? That is insane. I think it's insanity. And the order itself is forcing students to basically visit classes, go to in-person classes. Even the industry right now, people who have jobs, they are working from home, and you guys want these students to put themselves at risk. And these students are people who do not even have family over there in the United States, right? That doesn't make sense. So that's what the lawsuit is all about. They're saying that the order was unlawful, and they're basically asking the court to stop the US Department of Homeland Security, DHS, and the immigration, basically ICE, that we talked about. And they're saying, hey, this needs to stop. So they're saying the same thing over here. A temporary restraining order will be put on ICE's policy so that it can be put on hold for 14 days. Okay, and in court papers, university said that they relied on the DHS, and they're basically asking them to let new students arrive in this fall. Even though their classes will be online, they still want the students to be in the United States because that's where they aspire to study. And the controversial order said foreign students pursuing degrees in America would have to leave the country or risk deportation if their universities switch to online only classes, which is, by the way, the way it should be right now. All over the world it's the same way, and this order is sort of forcing the universities to give convert the online classes into in-person or hybrid classes, which doesn't make sense. So that's what they're talking about over here. They're saying that the US Department of State would not issue visas to students in school programs that are fully online for the fall semester. That's the news that came out, right? And that is what they're against. Okay, I'm gonna skip over here. It's saying that, hey, the Indian students will be sort of impacted the most because they were sent in the largest number after China, of course. And apart from that, they're just saying that students enrolled in universities are given F1 visas. The order means that those in courses that will move online can no longer get their F1 visas stamped, so they basically cannot get the F1 visa and will be stopped from entering in the United States, which doesn't seem to make sense. Why are they not going for an online program then? So basically when they apply, they can apply for an online program, or they can apply for an in-person or in-class program, which basically they have to be in the United States to take. So maybe tomorrow the things get better and they have to go to college, but still they're not letting them do that because of this visa thing that happened. Okay, so the last thing that they're going to talk about is that they're saying the petition by the university said, by all appearances, ICE's decision reflects an effort by the federal government to force universities to reopen in-person classes, which would require housing students in a densely packed residential halls, notwithstanding the university's judgment that it is neither safe nor educationally advisable to do so. And to force such a reopening when neither the students nor the universities have sufficient time to react to the additional risks to the health and the safety of these communities. Okay, so there's it's the same thing. They're saying that it's not safe right now, and you're forcing us to basically pack these students into a densely packed room, which doesn't make sense. Okay, all right. The effect and perhaps even the goal is to create as much chaos for the universities and international students as possible. Now, we already know that President Trump is completely against the whole concept of immigration. It seems like he wants to run the country without any immigrants at all. But in fact, when this thing came out, what Trump did was Trump attacked the Howard University, and this was actually before this came out, but he had said that when Howard moved all of its courses online, he called it ridiculous. He said, I think it's ridiculous, I think it's an easy way out, and I think they ought to be ashamed of themselves. Which I think President Trump can be very, very capricious at times. At times he would say that in 2015 there was a tweet by President Trump where he was saying, if international people want to come to our country and these people are investing so much in our country, they should be allowed to stay over here. And now he's taking completely different actions over here, which kind of signify that he's almost against immigrants of all types. So I think this is a very good decision for you. Again, no further news has been suggested whether this they're asking for this restraining order, basically to hold off for 14 days, right? Whether this has been implemented right now or not, that's not the news. But the news is that Harvard and MIT have finally took up a stand against Trump, and they have finally sued him for the work that he's doing. Okay. Now, I just want you guys to know that if this is giving you some hope, it's a good thing. I mean, if you're existing students, it's a good thing. But I would say if you're not an existing student and you're going right now in fall 2020, still consider if you can defer your admit. That would basically save you from a lot of trouble. It's a lot of trouble getting into these things. It doesn't look good to me. But at the same time, hey, if you're an existing student, I'm so happy that some universities are taking up the stand. Okay, just wanted to give you a quick update. I will see you in the next one. Have a good night. Take care.